Hey guys, welcome back to Golden Aesthetics. This is Artemus Dolgin. I didn't expect I was going to be doing a podcast like this. It's actually a third time I'm attempting to record it. The first time we got interrupted by the intruders. They were trying to break into the warehouse next door, and they had to bring a helicopter. I mean, that was a fucking scene. And the worst thing, that they got the guy out of that fucking warehouse and they gave him citation and he let him go after fucking bringing a heli and flying it around here. And then our voice didn't work out something, and this is me again recording it, but now already with a surgery done on my right arm. I fucking torn down my biceps at the elbow, swinging on the rings in Venice. I felt a pop in my forearm. Actually, I felt the pop, but I didn't feel any pain afterwards, right? I rode my bike back to Malibu. I went for a swim. I kept training the same night. Went boxing. Didn't feel absolutely any pain at all. Like, there was no pain. And the forearm felt dense, but I felt like maybe I strained something, you know. Maybe it started with a strain, God knows. And then I went swimming. I went surfing 2 days in a row. Like a week later, I even trained arms, trained biceps and everything. Didn't feel any pain whatsoever. And then went surfing and made this wrong move, like very sudden move underwater, like a really sudden move. And just felt this electric spasm, you know, from my forearm into the biceps. And like I could feel like it hurt me to press on the board when I was popping up, you know, because I felt like it's just sort of a pain in the elbow. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't hit anything, you know, like what the fuck happened? And same night I got into a fucking fight with someone that tried to break into my car. I had to beat the guy up because motherfucker had a knife. And it wasn't a very pleasant situation, man. Fuck, I couldn't believe I was going through it when it was happening to me. And I mean, just what a fucking bizarre situation to get yourself into in fucking 3:30 in the morning in downtown LA. Like, it's just fucking weird, you know, to get in a fight and then the guy has a knife and like there's nobody around. Like, what the fuck, you know? And after that incident, I hurt my elbow when I threw the guy on the ground so hard that I felt like, dude, I mean, something was wrong with my arm. It was bleeding like crazy and everything. And then I saw the bicep just came up slightly. I knew instantly that, fuck, dude, I torn something for sure, you know? And it didn't feel that painful, so I was able actually to train, do some cardio and stuff, you know, not doing any bicep curls, obviously. But then I just started feeling this sharp pain all of a sudden, you know, and I looked at my arm and it was just progressively getting like bruised up, and I knew that the tendon inside was bleeding. So I went to see a doctor instantly, Dr. Mora. Guy is he's a maestro, he's a Picasso, he's a Pablo. Like, when it comes down to surgeries, I wouldn't want to get my surgery done by anybody else. The best orthopedic surgeon in California by far. He operated and worked with, you know, many UFC athletes and boxing champions. He understands bodybuilders. He done a lot of bicep repairs. He understands what and how athlete needs, and he was right there for me. I went to his house. I called him. He FaceTimed me. I said, "Hey man, just pull over. We're gonna do a test." I was like, "Doctor, I'm just gonna drive to you." And I went to his house. And he did an examination, did MRI prior to that. I brought him my disc. He looked at it, says, yeah, it's torn. And we're going to operate tomorrow. And thanks God that it got done so quickly. To be honest, I didn't, like, when I was at the hospital, I mean, that day was just bizarre to me. You know, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went to jump out of a plane. I really wanted to skydive that day. I really wanted to skydive. I knew I was going to skydive for about 2.5, 3 months, and it's a long time for me. I love skydiving to the fucking, it's my favorite thing to do. I might go hang out at the drop zone this weekend just to look at the skydivers, you know, and talk to my friends. But I just wanted to be out there because I truly love the sport, you know, and I truly love the sky and I love being out there. And I haven't really jumped because I've been flying a wingsuit for the past 6 months. I'm so addicted to it. I'm just free when I'm there, you know, and I just wanted to feel that freedom before going to the surgery because I knew it was going to be a very tough time in my life, that I'm going to be out of operation for at least 3 months, and I'll have to focus on something else. So just for that day, you know, I did all my errands and did my, you know, my laundry and my cleaning and kind of prepared myself mentally for a big change in my life, and doing something very different, something very new, and directing my energy into areas of business that I've been neglecting for quite some time. It's all about our expectations and the effect. I just read the book, Expectation Effect. I think everybody should read it. There's so much scientific evidence in psychological research that proves that our expectations, positive expectations, shape the way our body responds to sickness, diseases, operations, surgeries, and so forth. I just, for some reason, I have this magical expectation of what's going to happen to me. I know this is going to take me to a whole another level. I feel, there is a magnitude of energy that comes from trauma. And if you direct this energy precisely toward a positive change in your life, you can change things around and become a multimillionaire, whatever you want to be, an actor, a designer, a singer, an athlete, whatever you want to be. And I feel like this type of setback in my life is going to make me jump so many more levels after I'm done with this or during this. So I'm really looking forward to this journey, and I have a very solid, strict plan of what I'm going to do and how I'm going to handle it, And when I was at that surgery table, I was like, man, I can't believe it's happening to me. Like, the whole experience of changing up, getting an IV and shaving my arm, and oh, fuck, dude, it never happened to me. Never had any kind of surgeries. I was very close to getting my shoulder surgery, which I'm probably going to end up getting because I just want to fix every single micro tear in my body. And first I'm going to do stem cells and see how it feels. And then, real stem cells in Colombia. And then afterwards, I'll direct, my time towards, repairing my shoulder to nearly perfection because I want to be completely healthy. I have some varicose veins I want to remove on my calves. I needed to do some yoga, I need to do some stretching, I need to focus on bringing my legs up. There's so many things I have to strategically do that I was denying otherwise. And, taking a tragedy and turning it into triumph is the biggest magic in our life. And, the whole story of magic is, you just have to imagine that you're God and create for yourself within yourself, positive expectations that are capable to truly change the outcome of your whole existence. And living in this, mind space of positivity and productivity and effectiveness creates a very good atmosphere, a very good background of your life when you wake up, not down when you wake up. Even though you have physical pain, it kind of reminds you that you're going through fucking experience, that you have to rise from this, that you have to learn from this, that you have to become stronger, wiser in every single aspect of your life. And when you apply this particular situation and this particular incident, to changing and rocketing you into space of love and success, towards your own life. I think this is the best thing that can ever happen. And besides, if you think about the injury, it's not even that big of a deal. I have a friend of mine, Dylan, who crashed completely on the fucking landing, and in Skydive Elsinore. I'll add his GoFundMe account. The guy fucking really needs help, and whatever you guys can do, $1, $2, $3, just throw something, his GoFundMe. The guy just really went hard, and he's a really good kid, and he really needs help. So you will know that you will spend your money, wisely. That dude is going through, a lot. Broken legs, shattered bones. They wanted to amputate his leg because it was so shattered on the landing. He ate it was devastating, his humerus, his spine, everything is broken. The guy is just in pieces, That, to come back from that will be very challenging. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be okay. And I thought to myself, man, the degree of my inconvenience is nothing comparatively to other people, So I have absolutely no right to whine and cry about, oh my God, what's going on? I'm so depressed. I'm in a dark place in my life. dude, I'm not in a fucking dark place. The sun is shining every single day. I can do my cardio. I can do my bike. On the day one of recovery after the surgery, I was already on my assault bike doing 25 minutes of cardio. Today I've done 50 minutes of cardio. I added some treadmill uphill with the resistant bands again around my waist, for additional resistance, and it's just felt great. I was like, man, I'm so happy I get to do my cardio. I'm so happy I'm still able to do legs. I'm still doing yoga and train my neck, train my rotator cuff on my left hand and strengthening that, and then just stretch a lot. Just there's so many things I can do, so many things I should and must advance in. So, just wanted to break it down, my particular approach to the injury. It's not a very nice injury, to fucking tearing a bicep tendon. I feel like it's a white trash kind of fucking thing, or like an old guy. But I asked the doctor, I was like, man, is it because of my age? Because I'm 38. He's like, no, it's not because of your age. It's because of the, biology and autonomy, of anatomy of the movement that you made in the rings, and that's why I popped, But it can happen to anyone. I've seen some beast people tear the biceps, It just can happen. It's just a matter of the incident, and it also signifies that you might have problems with your shoulder, have like some kind of a shoulder injuries in your labrum or your supraspinatus or rotator cuff problem. So that might be also something that you want to look at. And I think my personal lesson, from getting injured, you just gotta warm up all the time and be mindful, but injuries like that can happen. You can be, doing pull-ups, you can be picking up a table, and it just happens, and that's it, So working on the tendons and having healthy tendons is something that's very, very important. So you shouldn't be getting ahead of yourself with the weights. Just build up general common strength, let your tendons get stronger along with your muscle, because what happens is your muscle is a lot stronger than your tendon. When it pulls in that tendon, it just rips it off the bone, and that's what happened to me, especially hanging on swinging, on the bottom of the ring, just being in the bottom phase of a swing, just putting all that weight and multiplying that plate by weight by 2 or 3 because of that swing, and putting that strain on my shoulder. I was surprised. I was like over 200 pounds the other day, even though I already lost some weight. I was still like at 200 some pounds before the surgery, which was very surprising. I thought I was less because I'm very dry and very lean. I'm like, oh shit, actually it's pretty good. I can probably be about 215, very, very nice shape, without really pushing any drugs into myself. There were quite a few things I really wanted to speak on, but I will cover them in my next podcast. I had a really profound psychedelic experience with DMT about 3 months ago, and I did start recording the podcast on the topic, but as I said, somebody was trying to break out of the warehouse next door. I mean, the downtown LA is getting out of control, but that's a topic for another conversation. And that experience was so profound and so deep and so extreme and so intense that I have to share it with you. It's something that truly helped me change and shape my personality, my point of view, and my perspective on things. And this whole thing with injury is so humbling to me. It's humbling because I needed to get humbled. I needed to get humbled by life because I've been getting into a lot of confrontations with people because they were disrespectful to me, and I would react in the same fashion and create negative consequences for both of us or for parties involved into the conflict. And I thought to myself, I just need to avoid it altogether. I need to create positive environment of myself. And life humbled me, and that's what life does. Sometimes you don't expect it. You walk out the door in the morning and you pack your bag and you pack your lunch and you go to work and you get hit by a bus, and bam, your whole life changed. You fucking can't walk anymore. Or you snap your biceps and your whole life changes. You can't train anymore. Like you can do your regular stuff. You can be you, especially when you're an athlete and you express yourself for athletic performance every single day. That's what makes you feel alive. You feel like you're not living anymore, that you're just existing. But it's not true. You can direct this energy into other areas of life and grow in all other aspects. And I'm very excited about that. I'm truly excited. I'm really looking forward to everything that I'm about to read, everything I'm about to learn, everything I'm about to research, the money I'm about to make, all of that stuff, investments, all that stuff. Like I'm really, really looking forward to it every day, and getting a whole different schedule, getting a lot more sleep now because I need more sleep during recovery. I'm gonna add some peptides, some GH, obviously testosterone. I'm just keep rolling with a very strict diet. I let myself loose a little bit on a couple meals in the past couple of days, but I made up with them with the cardio and fasting. So I'm really in good shape right now, and I'm gonna keep that shape as long as I can. I'm actually gonna, my legs look better, a lot better now, and just being very strategic with making decisions towards my future and how to overcome this injury. It's truly experience that I'm going to learn from, and people learn a lot more from stress, and they have this better attitude to life, and they dig deeper when they go through hard times. And this is what happened to me. There's people that fall and people that just, I don't have any other option. I don't quit. There's no quitting. There's absolutely, I don't even consider that. That doesn't cross my mind. It's like, what I'm gonna do, kill myself? Like, no, dude. Like, no matter what the situation is in life, no matter how hard life hits me, there was quite a few moments when I felt like sort of enlightenment, connection with God in some way. When I was a kid, I used to go out to this little area in the forest with on a little shore of a little river that was like a snake, and I remember sitting on the shore of that river in the forest, looking at the blue sky and just meditating, because I really wanted to live in monastery. I wanted to leave to monastery when I was 17 years old, when I went on the last year of my college, not college, my high school. And I remember how much I meditated and how much I visited the church. I was an altar boy. Like, it's a whole different, it's a whole life story. I'm saying, of me being a part of the church and going to the church every single day, for the past for the 3 years, and I haven't missed any masses at all. I was an altar boy every day, no matter if I was sick, healthy. That was my passion. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to serve people, and I dedicated a lot of time to praying, meditating, traveling to the monasteries, living in a monastery. And that helped, sort of shape a spirituality at a very young age, and connection within myself and within the universe, and, something that we call God, So I had a very profound moment when I was at that age, in that particular day. I remember blue skies and the trees, and the sound of the wind with the trees, and a spider web, flying through the sky, and the sun, shining on it. And it just felt so special. I don't know, man. I felt this presence of God. I don't know what it is. I just felt presence of something very special, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if we put it in words, and just felt that love. I just felt tears in my eyes. And I remember that was a kid. That was 17 years old, 16 years old. I remember tears in my eyes. Because it's tears of joy and happiness of being alive. And then I had that moment again when I was surfing in San Diego on Blanks Beach when I was 24 years old or 25. And I had super long curly hair. I was blonde. I traveled all over. I lived in Florida. And I was going to Hawaii for a Playgirl magazine photo shoot. I was living life, man, it was cool. It was really cool. And I've been a fan of surfing, since it was in my early 20s. I saw Laird Hamilton surfing, and I just man, that's what I want to do. And I bought myself a ticket to San Diego, rented the board, went surfing, fucking hated it, couldn't fucking do it, tried to surf a small board. It was so it was miserable. I didn't like it, but with time, when I lived in Florida, I started going to Cocoa Beach, and this is where I really picked up surfing and learned how to surf and start catching waves and doing hang tans. It was a fun time, man. I used to love work in Miami, strip, dance, do all kind of crazy shit, and then on the weekday, and then and on the weekends, at night, on Sunday or night or Saturday, I would drive to Cocoa Beach, and just chill over there for a few days. Or during the weekday, I would just go up there, and it was cool, man. It was what an experience that was, man. I lived for surfing in Cocoa Beach. That's why I'm so connected to it right now. And that was a fun time. And then when I was surfing in Black's Beach in San Diego, I was alone in the water. There was nobody else. It was the sun was so orange, setting right into the ocean, and the reflection was on the cliffs, and the the birds, the seagulls were flying, right? Like just screaming, and the sound of the waves and riding a wave, just being in the water without a suit just felt so special to me. I felt that same feeling when I was a kid, presence of love. And not so long ago, I was training at the gym, at the backyard here at my place, and I had that feeling again. And I told God, I'll take anything that comes my way. I'll accept my destiny, whatever is like whatever hardship I'll have to endure in life, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I think when you destine yourself for greatness, when you destine yourself for something more than just fame and success, and money, something that you can express yourself with to this world to the highest degree, creating the highest value for society, I think that's what I'm about, and that's what I want to do. And in order to get there, I know I have to suffer. I know I have to go through hardships. I know I have to go through setbacks, failures. I mean, this is nothing really, but it does create a certain, discomfort in my life that I have to get through. And developing this bulletproof mindset that what's going to really benefit my future and benefit people around me, because I know I'm going to be a much better person after this. I want to say thank you to everybody that's actually got to listen to this podcast, got to listen to my views, my opinions, my experiences in life. I'm a real human being that goes through life with confidence. Of course, somewhat doubtfully and somewhat scared, but I don't let that define me and define the outcome of my existence and my adventure in this life. I really appreciate all the support and all the messages that people sent to me on Instagram and people that texted me. And, sometimes I didn't expect the people that haven't talked to me in years reached out. It was really something cool. And the people that I'm very close to, or people that I know of, they didn't check on me, they didn't text me. And I kind of know what kind of attitude, or people sometimes were there for you in a moment, when they feel great or they can share a certain experience and they have that sense of friendship, but it's not real, and I feel like when you're in your lowest, you really find out who is real in your life and who is not. I don't judge people, but I do accept all this support, in a little bit different way from people that haven't talked to me in a while. Like it's kind of cool to hear from people. It's like, hey, dude. I was like, man, I haven't talked to you in a couple of years, man. Thank you so much for reaching out, because they would see that, I'm doing cardio with my injured arm. So it's a cool feeling, to be cared for, and people are sending so many positive vibes, because I do need them, but I kind of create this whole positive vibe for myself too. Like I live independently from what other people think, what other people say in a way. I don't let that define me, affect me, or change my attitude towards life. I'm very happy within myself, and I'm happy to live through these moments, because I know, like, when I look back, I can connect the dots, knowing that, man, I made every single decision according to my heart, according to how I feel, and staying loyal to who I am and not changing myself for anyone, because I don't feel like you can really get to where you want to be in life or who you're supposed to be in life, if you listen to other people and their opinions, and that dictate their life. So I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. I think there's going to be a lot more podcasts. I'm going to share with you the recovery time. It's going to take about 3 months. As I said, I got on some peptides. I'm getting some peptides this week from a friend of mine, and some BPC 157 in oral form. As I said, some HGH, some tests. I'm going to start doing my physio in about 4 weeks. They're going to remove the sling in 2 weeks, and I'll be able to use my arm a little bit. Right now, it's just weird. Like, it's weird, man. Working with the cast, because I cannot bend my arm. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be ahead of my healing recovery, and I'll be able to do it within maybe 2 months. But I'm not going to push it until the 3 months mark, and just follow the instructions, because I want to be able to heal and not having problem, down the road. So I'm going to be very strategic, precise, but I will get out of shape. As I said, my supplementation with multivitamins and electrolytes, all the macronutrients, like everything is so dialed in. I'm going to continue this journey of staying really lean, being in shape, and then start building my arm up again and share with you all the rehab, all the mindset that goes into this rehab of the bicep tendon tear, especially with the level of athlete that I am currently and the shape that I was going into the surgery with. It's very interesting for me to see how I'm going to be able to come back, retain strength, retain aesthetics, retain muscle density and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep training very strategically, very carefully, not to get any kind of injury, not to push it overly too hard. Let my body also heal, let my body also recover. Focus a little bit more on the sleep, because sleep is the first and the most effective asset in recovery of any athlete. That by just increasing from 6 hours to 8 hours of sleep a night, you can increase your performance by 10%. So that is significant. So I think sleep is so undermined these days, because we all like, oh, the less you sleep the better, because you hustle and then you were early in the gym or you're late at the gym and stuff like that. But as an athlete, like as a performance athlete, you need rest. Like this is number one priority. You need rest. You need 8 hours, 8.5 hours of sleep. Whatever you want to get it, how you want to get it, like you have to get rest. It's not about sleeping fast. It's about sleeping with good efficiency and getting that recovery that you really need. So something that I'm also redirecting in my life right now and restructuring my life so I can go to bed a lot earlier, wake up earlier, but go to bed a lot earlier rather than just staying up too late. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to share with you all these experiences, all these changes that I'm going through with you, because when people say like, oh, I'm going to do it because somebody's going to get used to it, maybe somebody, shut the fuck up. You're doing it first and foremost for yourself, for content, for self-exposure, for self-validation and so forth. For me, it's my diary in the way to stay consistent for myself, to stay resilient for myself, and then share this experience with you. I think this is the major motivation behind why I'm doing this podcast, why I'm doing the day 1, day 2, day 3 fucking reports on Instagram. That's for me. I gotta stay on this track of productivity and creating content around my experiences in life, and sharing my knowledge and sharing my recovery time, share all this stuff with you, obviously for your own benefit, and also for myself to keep expressing myself. So because I feel the need for it. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. The new drop at Golden Aesthetic is out. It's probably the best thing we've ever done. It's the direction that I want, the direction that this is the only brand that remained authentic and wired into my personal beliefs, into my personal code of honor. And I do appreciate the culture of California that's engraved into this brand. And this is the direction I want to keep, sort of like a surfing type of brand, but lifestyle brand, but more towards bodybuilding culture, because it was a cool culture in the 70s. It's nothing like it today, and you can bring it back and you can replicate, but you can pay sort of tribute to it and draw inspiration from it, because it was very authentic, it was unique, it was a whole positive culture around it, especially in California, the beach and Venice and Muscle Beach and weights and women and, the 70s, the rock and roll, the hippies, like all that culture is kind of like, that's what I'm going to be engraved in my brand. Like, that's why it's still made in California. That's why I'm so obsessed with this brand being originated and staying here. Like, and it's not for money for me, it's more for self-expression, especially taking chances with like crop hoodies for men and stuff like that. That just shows you that this is an authentic brand. It's not a knockoff to make $1 and get a bunch of influencers selling it. There's something special in it, and that's where you shop. Besides the highest quality fabric, authenticity, design, all that stuff is top notch, but there is also a culture in it that remained so authentic and so sincere. Not a mainstream, absolutely not a mainstream, but why would you want to be like everybody else? I'd rather die. Appreciate you all. This is Artemus Dolgin, Roma. Till next time.